Yep, so I'm out walking again. Today I got the Nikon F80 and I've got a very strange zoom lens on it. A zoom lens that is one of the first lenses I actually got for my Nikon things. It was a part of a package I was given by my uncle many years ago. It is branded Voigtländer Skopar. But from what I gathered, it isn't a Voigtländer thing. It's a Cosina lens, and it's also been sold as Soligor and different other brands. So anyway, at the time when I got it, I didn't know that much about photography. I didn't know that much, so I was very happy with it. And I remember that was a good lens. Oh, it's a good lens. It's a Voigtländer, good lens. Then a few weeks ago, I needed a wide angle, and this one goes down to 28. I needed some wide angle, and I put it on my digital camera. And I must say that I was rather heavily underwhelmed about the performance of this lens. So today I'm actually putting it back on the Nikon analog camera, and I'm going to take it for a little spin in some conditions and see how it actually performs from my eyes today. I have a hope though that I get a negative that is so good that I want to go to the darkroom with it. So we'll see how I'm faring with this one. But please join me. I think it could be a nice and a good outing this, even though the lens might not be overwhelmingly good. Yep, so in the Nikon I got a roll of Delta 400 Ilford. That is a film that I have never really made any sense of. I have tried it a few times on a few occasions, and it's a really beautiful film. But I kind of always tend to end up with the thinking that, you know what, I should rather have used HP 5 Plus. I kind of prefer the look of HP5 to the look of Delta 400. But since I was going into this kind of location, and since I was attempting that first image you saw about that from that little hut, I actually thought, you know what, I'm gonna try Delta 400. We'll see how it works for me, really, because as I said, that is not a film that I would typically use, but I had that roll lying around, so I figured out, why not, testing the lens, attempting with a film that I don't use that often. What can possibly go wrong? You know, it's an Ilford film, it's a good film. Anyway, I've taken 24 images now. I got a few more, so I'm going to see what I can get at and see if I end up with something that I like so much that I will go to the darkroom with it. Yep, so that was the last frame on the roll. It's time to take the Delta out of the camera, like this, and get home developing. Many of the images you've seen today from me will be in the category that I define as small landscape. I like to define my landscape images into two different types. I like to call them the big and the small landscapes. The bigger landscapes are your views and your mountains and your long shots, like the video you saw a few days ago where I'm following that process all the way through with that view. That is a big landscape. But then you also have these trees, these small details, flowers, grasses, that little birch tree you saw here, the small part of a river, those details that you usually just pass. Those are my small landscapes, and sometimes small landscapes can save your day. If you're in a forest, look for the small landscapes. If you're in the mountains and you don't have that spectacular view at that point, it doesn't mean you can't take a photo. It doesn't mean that you can't find anything interesting. It has to do with slowing down and looking for what you want to see. I'm gonna go home now, develop this roll. I'm gonna use ID11, and maybe you'll see me in the darkroom, maybe not. I don't know yet, but Ilford Delta 400, a film that I'm not using that much, but today I found that today might be the day. So we'll see how I got on. You will already have seen the images, so you will know. But anyway, thank you for joining me, and I hope this was an enjoyable video for you.